Hi, I'm Dr. Sarah Wasserbauer, and here's the question. We want to delve a little bit deeper into what exactly COVID-19 does in your body. Specifically, where does it live? Now, you might ask, why does a hair surgeon have a particular interest in this? Well, we're all doctors. We all go into the medical field. I was general internal medicine trained, so the regular doctor who's in the ICU. This stuff kind of has a special fascination for me in the same way that hair does, because it really significantly affected my family. As I was growing up, my grandmother, my favorite grandmother, who's no longer with us, would tell me the story of how her dad, who was a young 20-year-old from Poland, none of these people spoke English, they were all immigrants, they were living in a housing tenement in the Cleveland area, and how she watched her daddy being taken out on a stretcher, and he looked at her. He was very sick, everyone was sick, they were lying on the floor, and he said, you be a good girl and take care of your mom and take care of your brothers and sisters. She had 3 younger brothers and sisters. Everyone was like 6 years old or 5 years old and under. And my great-grandmother was left to raise 4 children on her own, did not speak English, and was an immigrant. My grandmother remembers telling me all about how everybody got sick back then. Well, that was the Spanish flu of 1918, 1919. And that swept the world just like COVID-19 is sweeping the world now. So that's why I have a special interest. So here's why I'm talking to you about where COVID-19 lives in your body, because it lives on the head. Specifically, it lives in your nose. So your nose is the #1 place that you can make a difference for COVID-19 not being around. You can reduce your viral burden. Viral burden is something people usually talk about with something like HIV/AIDS, which is another, nasty virus. And reducing your viral burden also correlates with reducing symptoms. In particular with coronavirus, there's several studies available, and I'll put them on my website, that reducing coronavirus viral burden, the numbers of viruses available, to infect you, will also reduce your symptoms and maybe make it a little easier on you, and it will definitely reduce the possibility that you're going to transmit it to somebody else. So this is a really good idea. COVID-19, this is the initial data came from about 18 patients, I think it was, in Wuhan, China, where they were swabbing noses and throats, seeing how much of the virus was in each place. The majority was in the nose. I think it's 70 or 80%, and the rest was in the throat. So if you're doing nasal rinses or gargles, you might be able to stop this virus in its tracks. So I'll tell you about that in the next installment of Here's the Question.